morning and welcome back to 501c TV. I'm your host, Janelle Harris, and this is the podcast that talks to system change leaders, thought leaders, nonprofits, and nonprofit partners. And today I'm very excited to have in studio with me Todd Passehl with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Palm Beach. Welcome.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Good. I'm so happy to have you on here, not only to talk about Habitat for Humanity, which is near and dear to my heart, but also this kind of like interesting little niche within Habitat for Humanity, which has to do all with shopping.
Yes, excellent.
Which
yes.
I know we can all get excited about. So we're going to talk about the Habitat for Humanity restores today.
Yes.
And you guys, if you don't know what these are, you're going to learn everything about them today. It's a really unique kind of program within the nonprofits that that helps in so many ways. And Todd's going to tell us all about it. But it has to do with also shopping, which, you know, I always love talking about.
We all love talking about shopping.
So maybe you can first get started with, I think Habitat for Humanity has, we were talking off camera, a really big namesake.
Yes,
so
yes. Habitat for Humanity is actually one of the top 10 most recognized brands in the entire world.
Which
right?
I think is so cool, and
yes.
I did not know that. I'm not surprised, and you know, for all the great, amazing work that is going on with Habitat, that makes me happy.
Good.
To know that you're on that very short list. But also, tell us, you know, just kind of what the mission of Habitat is, and then we'll dive into what Restore is and why they're so important and necessary, I guess.
Right. So we are a religious mission, mm-hmm. right? So our mission is to put God's love into action, mm-hmm. right? And what we feel is that all of our neighbors, everybody deserves a home to be able to live in,
Absolutely.
Right? A quality home
yes.
and a safe home to be able to live in, right?
Yes.
And so that's our mission. Our mission is to help get our neighbors, and in particularly at Habitat for Humanity, all of the work that we do in Palm Beach County and everything even with our stores stays in Palm Beach County. So we get to tie all of that fundraising efforts, all of those volunteer hours, all of that stuff you can actually tie right to the name of a homeowner or maybe a neighborhood where we're doing
totally.
Engagement. So that I think is one of the most unique parts about a brand that's got worldwide mm-hmm. Name recognition. So you just think it's this huge thing and it must take all the money in and then disperse it out. And while we do tithe mm-hmm. To our national partners,
sure.
right, so that we can, and international, so that we can help support efforts. And in particular, we're supporting an effort in providing floors for families in South America with some of our
so
tithing.
Cool. I love that. I did not know that.
Yep.
See?
So a portion of that goes there, but the majority of the funding that we get here stays
Correct.
in Palm Beach County.
Which I think is really important to note because, as you said, you know, once you get really large and you're on this national scale, a lot of people don't realize. They think, well, if I donate to, you know, XYZ national, where is my donation really going?
Yes.
And I think that's really important to know that if I'm giving to Habitat in Greater Palm Beach County, that's going to my neighbors
yes.
right around the corner. So
Correct.
That's really cool. And thank you for pointing that out.
Absolutely.
That's
I think it's one of the most important parts of the mission, right?
Yeah.
Is that you're supporting your neighbors, mm-hmm. right? And then any way that you choose to give, right? So whether that's your volunteer hours, well, mm-hmm. you're probably volunteering, you know, on a job site that's going to be actually your neighbor's house,
yes.
right? Which you are, I think, getting ready to do, aren't
tomorrow, you? I'm part of Women Build tomorrow. So I'm actually like hard hat doing something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm showing up to help build a house, which I'm super excited about, you guys. I've been dying to do this for like years and years.
Yes, it's very exciting. So I've been with Habitat for Humanity for about 9 months now.
Okay.
And I've been a part of all of the other like big builds that we do. So we do a veterans build, mm-hmm. we do a CEO build, we have Rock the Block that's coming up in April. Yes. So that's coming right around the corner. But Women's Build is our premier event. So this event has been building speed for some time. Yeah. And it is actually, we were at a conference this week and we learned that it is the largest women's build in the entire United States.
Here?
Yes.
In our backyard?
In our backyard.
Wow, that's amazing. And the house is actually, it's Lake Worth?
Yes, we're going to be in Lake Worth, yes.
Perfect.
And we've got a few different projects that we're working on. Also, you know, this build is for women. Yep. And all of these women who are there as builders have raised money, right,
yes.
as part of being there.
Correct.
However, we do, if you're watching this and it's Thursday or Friday, we are inviting you to stop by.
Awesome.
And most importantly, stop by for retail, which is why I'm here.
Yes.
Right?
which is
so
very
yes,
exciting.
we will have a pop-up store there where we'll have some thrift store items that are available, and we're also going to be taking donations.
Cool.
So one of the big things that we're doing for this women's build is we're doing a clothing drive.
Yes.
We do sell apparel now in our stores, and that helps us earn more money for our homeowners. So if you do want to stop by and just check it out and see what the event is up, because you might be interested in being a women's builder next year.
Absolutely.
Right. So that would be a good time, and we'll be there from 8 to 2 on both days.
Perfect.
To be able to pop by it.
And if you can't stop by or for whatever, all of the you guys have an awesome like social media presence,
Yes.
which I think also like just pulls people right in. Follow on like Facebook and Instagram, because the entire event, you'll just see so much stuff on there, and you'll be like, I want to do this, which was
Yes.
me for
Good.
like the past few years. I'm like, when can I do this? So finally it's going on like before spring break happens, and I'm like, I'm there. So I'm excited for it.
Good,
But-
good. We all are.
Yeah. So specifically today, we want to talk about the restores, which is what you are in charge of.
Yes.
So let's explain to everybody what the restores are, how they got started, why they're here, why they're important. There's a lot of things tied to all those events that you
Sure.
just mentioned, like Veterans Build, Women's Build, etc. And let's just dive in and make sure everybody is aware of what they are and why it's important.
Right.
I know why I think it's important. I'll tell you later, but
Sure.
I'm going to let you explain.
Sure. So obviously at Habitat for Humanity, we build homes for homeowners, right? And as part of that mission, years and years ago, they would end up with leftover supplies. So leftover supplies for building a home, and they were like, what should we do with these leftover supplies? So at a point, they were like, well, should we recycle them? Should we renew them? And it turned into, could we use this? Could we resell it to the public?
Right.
And then have those proceeds further fund the mission.
Totally.
Right? And so that's how it started. It started as reselling leftover construction equipment.
Got it.
And from there, it sort of took on a life of its own, because this is a wonderful way for people who maybe are not able to donate through writing a check, or maybe their schedule is super busy and so they can't really come in and volunteer.
Right.
But one way that they can support the mission is by donating and shopping to one of our restores, which are thrift stores, right? So now it's evolved into, in Palm Beach County, we have 5 thrift stores total.
Which we were talking, what is the normal like Habitat location? Not every location has a restores facility, right?
Correct.
So the fact that we have 5 here, that's huge, because there's that's the largest.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There's a few affiliates. I believe Cincinnati may have 10, and Austin has 6, and we keep up with those other bigger affiliates. Fort Myers has a couple of really big stores. They just opened one that was closed
Really
from
cool.
the hurricane damage. But we are one of the largest restore networks in the entire country, and it's that economy of scale that helps us really be able to give really great prices on incredible finds to the customers who are coming in.
So let's talk about some of the items that people would find there. So I'm just walking in off the street and I go in there. What am I going to see?
So our number one sellers in our stores are going to be furniture and appliances, right? So we have pretty strict standards on what we accept. We have 7 trucks in Palm Beach County that are running every single day. And we pick up for free, right? So one of the things that's very different for us is you don't need to bring it in and drop it off, although we would like you to do that too.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yes, but we will come to your home and we will pick up the merchandise for you. So in our stores, furniture and appliances drive a lot of sales. We still do construction, so we still do have a bunch of construction. Really, we have anything that you would find at a normal thrift store, including apparel. So we have just recently gotten into apparel at all 5 stores, and that apparel really is driving a whole new customer into our stores, and a chance for us to be able to impact even more people in Palm Beach County.
Which is so cool. And I like the fact that, like you mentioned, because I'm thinking about like bulk pickup day in my neighborhood, right? Like instead of just bulk pickup to a landfill, you can call a restores and they will bring it to you, or you can bring it to them, and at that point, it's going to like a really great cause.
Yes.
Which to me is like way more important, because I know just in my neighborhood alone, you see stuff at the curb. Like, so let's try to shift that mindset and, get it to a better place, if you will.
Yeah, and I want to double click on that. I think it's one of the things that makes our thrift stores different than the other thrift stores is that when you donate that product, whatever it is, if it's your kitchen cabinets, which we'll come and uninstall for you for free, we'll do that for you
Seriously?
too. Yes, we have a whole team.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, that will come in.
Cool.
Yes,
Did
for
not
free.
know that.
Yes, and so we're just going into remodel season. Is big in the summer, so we'll come in and we'll take those away, and so you don't have to deal with again putting it in a landfill.
Right.
Important to us. You get to recycle that into the next generation, and then when the proceeds from that sale again go to fuel the mission. Right, so we are able to come in and grab that and turn it into again profit that's going to be able to drive for our homes. But those cabinets are going to stay in Palm Beach County. So when you donate those, or if you give us, your Vera Wangs, or if we get whatever it is that we maybe it's an antique.
I'm impressed that Todd knows Vera
Maybe it's an antique. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry that all of those funds will stay here. Plus the product stays here. So a lot of other thrift stores grab that stuff and it gets shipped out and maybe to other countries or other states. Here, your goods are going to stay in Palm Beach County. The dollars stay in Palm Beach County. We're not looking to drive up a lot of revenue by getting it out of the state. It really stays here for our neighbors.
I really love that. I love that whole concept. And like you said, I think that's vastly different than a lot of the other thrift stores that are out there, which might be more about just volume and moving in and out, and there's an actual purpose behind it, and I love that it. I never thought about that. But it actually just stays here in the county.
Yeah, and it turns into great stories, right? So it's a family that just moved here that has no furniture.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to, have something nice inside their home. And if you're coming into one of our stores, you're finding full wood. We've got everything you need, including the mattresses.
Right.
And we're able to get at a price point that's super affordable. Or maybe it's a young teenager who's getting ready for her quinceañera and she doesn't have a gown.
Right.
We've got gowns at many of our stores that she could wear for a quinceañera.
And they're pristine.
Yes.
I would imagine too, some of the areas that you're pulling from, there's probably things with tags on them that just have never even,
a large percentage of the stuff that we get is brand new.
I believe that, and I was thinking too, just to myself, how many times have I gone and bought something and I thought, oh, this will look good in my house, and then I'm like, I don't like this. The rug doesn't look good. This doesn't match my colors or whatever it is. And then it'll sit in a corner, and then I can't return it.
Yes.
I can't bring it back. Amazon won't accept it, and it's brand new.
Yes.
And it just kills me because I'm I want somebody to use this or have this. There's a perfect opportunity.
Yes, and we live in I don't know how to say this, but an era of seasons and eras, right? Where everybody is in a current season or a current era. And so our restores are a really great spot for that.
Yeah.
So whether you want to dive into a new era, specifically mid-century modern.
Is Todd making a Taylor Swift reference?
I am.
I love everything about this. Okay.
It's specifically mid-century modern, right? Because of, how long this area was dominated during that time of the 50s and 60s.
Yes.
This is original mid-century modern. We get a lot of it
That's
in,
so cool.
right? And it's perfect for this area. So whether you want to go into a new area, maybe you're exiting an era,
right?
This isn't me anymore.
Not me anymore.
Well, it could be a new era for somebody else, right?
Absolutely.
So bring that into our stores, right?
Awesome.
And so then you can feel real positive about having that recycle, renew, reuse just keeps on moving.
So tell me about when you guys restock and bring new items into the restores. When does that happen? Is it daily? Is it is this when you go into Target and they put the new stuff out on Tuesday? We need some insider tips here for people.
Okay, we've got a couple of things that we do. So first of all, we get new stuff every day.
Right.
We have 6 trucks that are running out there, and we have drop-offs, right? So people are dropping off goods, and we're picking up goods.
Right.
And that's happening every single day. But we do have one day of the week that we feel is the most special day.
Okay, insider tip coming
and
right now.
that's our Mondays.
Okay,
so
good.
we do have what we call Markdown Mondays.
Okay, I read that in here, so that's a perfect segue into that.
Markdown Mondays, every other Monday. Most of the goods in our store go through a 20% discount.
Okay.
Right? So the idea is the product comes in, and for the first 2 weeks, we're trying to sell it at what we consider to be the fair market rate. So in general, we are just full transparency. We're targeting around 50% of retail, right?
Awesome.
We really are trying to give you the current going rate of whatever you would buy it at any other thrift store. because we would like it gone in 2 weeks, because I said we have 6 trucks of stuff coming in all the time, and people really want the new goods, right? If it doesn't sell in those first 2 weeks, it'll go through a markdown cycle, and that'll continue. 20%, 40%, and then up to 60%, right? Wow. So if you come in and you see that really great product and you're like, oh, I should buy it, but I'm not too sure, then wait for that next markdown Monday, pop in, get your discount, and move on there. And so we're really, what we want is very fair, consistent pricing, everybody feeling like they're getting a good deal all the time, understanding how we're pricing inside, because it can be very confusing sometimes. And this new pricing system that we're using right now is really what we've understood is the best in retail. We did a lot of research, we polled a lot of other affiliates, we visited a lot of other thrift stores, and this seems to be the best. So we're pretty excited about it.
Okay, good. What other programs do you guys have in regards to purchasing? Because I know this is what's so cool is, like, you know, you're always trying to like do something different and better. So how hard, so when was the first Restore open? I didn't ask this earlier, but I was curious.
You know, I don't know off the top of my head.
How long-ish?
There have been restores with Habitat for Humanity dating back to the 80s.
Okay, that's a long time.
A long time. Yes.
So it's cool then to note that, like, you know, I'm sure things are always changing and you guys are trying to evolve and do different stuff. So tell me about some of the other things that you guys have going on here, because I know you have something. Is the membership new?
So the membership is new. Yeah, we've got 2 programs.
Yeah.
One is a rewards program, right? So if you come in and every time you shop, you earn points. We give you $10 back for every $150 you spend inside the store. There's no cost to join that. You just are in it no matter what. It's good because you can get alerts when we get like new or exciting stuff, you know, that comes in, and a lot of our customers take advantage of that.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's pretty standard in the industry. One of the new things that we have is a membership program.
Yes.
And so what that is it's called the Builders Club, right? Because we are trying to build a house.
Cute, yeah.
We do have a secret plan in the Restores to try to build our own Restore house. So this is sort of the foundation of that.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see if
like a fully funded
Restore house. Yep. We're working on that.
That's so cool.
Yes. And we think we can make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So what this is you pay $14.99 a month. And for that, you get a few things. First is you get $15 off of your first $50 or more purchase immediately on sign up, right? So essentially your first month is free.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get 10% off of the entire store, regardless of whatever the price is. So if there's no discount, you get 10. If it's a 60% off deal, you'll get 70% off.
That's awesome.
If you're one of the lucky folks who are aged 55 and older and shop on Wednesdays, we have a senior discount that's also 10%.
Okay.
And we already have several savvy seniors who have said, oh, I get 10% on Wednesdays, and if I join the club, I could get an additional 10%. So raining discounts for our seniors, for sure. Come in and take advantage of that.
I love that.
We really cater to that.
I'm not there yet, but
but
one day I will be.
Dare to dream. Dare to dream. You still can get, again, the additional 10%. And we'll have some additional, like, after hour shopping. We're going to do a sip and shop just for these members. There's more to come on that, but so far it's been a pretty exciting program.
So I'm backtracking because I'm something sparked me, but what is the average cost to build a home for a family in Palm Beach County? So in Palm Beach County, you are looking between $400,000 and $500,000, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on the community. It depends on how close you are to the water and how far away you are, but it's going to cost about that much. That's about the average cost in Palm Beach County. So that's a big undertaking, and it's a lot of money.
It is.
So we need to support the Restores because that's going to help with this whole initiative. And I'm just saying, like, everything about it is just like, it's so feel good, and you guys make it so easy.
Yes.
What's the coolest item that you've seen come into a Restore location that made you excited?
Well, I bought it.
Of course you did.
let it, so just so everybody knows, we do let it sit on the floor.
And you're like, I'm going to hide this
Yes, we have integrity. So the customers get first dibs, but it did sit there for a while.
Okay.
But it sits in my house right now.
And
I had to sell this to my fiance, just so you understand.
Okay, now I'm excited. What is it?
So in my living room, about 8 feet tall, is a bookcase that closes into a Egyptian sarcophagus.
Oh my gosh.
That is completely like inlet with like gold and The mummy
it
has its
looks like
hand,
it
it's
was
got
out
the
of, like, the
beard,
Smithsonian.
like it was out of a movie.
Oh
And
my
when you
God.
open it up, like it's got a little thing and a little pin you pull out, and then
Okay.
it opens up, and inside is a small bookshelf, but it looks like a bookshelf for maybe potions.
Really?
Yes.
Do we know any history, backstory on this?
Nothing.
You need to like take this to like what's the show where they like go in and tell you like what it's worth?
Yes.
What if it's like this could be like a gold mine item?
Yes, and we get cool stuff like
so
this
cool.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because people who come from all over the world, and then
Yeah.
they retire here in Palm Beach County. So for me, that was the neatest
exciting.
thing. I think for other people is they got a great washing machine. I got very excited about. I took home last week. So my house is now growing and growing with
Of
the best
course.
thrift finds. But I paid $1 for these cute little llama salt and pepper shakers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they were great. So I think to me, it's like that kind of.
Yeah.
You pick what you're enthusiastic about.
Sure.
Also, my family's very big into Halloween.
Yes.
And so, and the stores know it, right? And so,
Absolutely.
again, after it has to sit on the floor, I don't want this being out there that they take all the best stuff for
Right.
themselves, because of course we don't. But I'm a customer, right? So
Absolutely.
what they do is they'll take photos of all the Halloween stuff, and they send it to me.
That's so cool.
Yes.
That's
yes,
amazing. Yeah,
yes.
because even like I said, even on Facebook, like after Halloween passes, people
Yes.
are like, "Hey, I have all this stuff that like I'm like done with Halloween. Who wants to buy it?" And it all goes out there.
Yep.
I have to hide these posts from my daughter, who is like, she's like
Yes.
Halloween crazy.
And
Every
we're
year
putting
she's
all
like,
the best stuff on our social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so anything like that I've just described,
Yeah.
or cooler things than that,
It's
is
like
on
a
our
teaser.
social
You
media
put it
every
up there,
single
like,
day.
come
Yep.
and see us.
Yep.
I told you this goes so fast, and we're like already running out of time. But I want to touch on some like how the events tie in. What does Restores do with your big events here in Palm Beach County, and why it makes such an impact and important to support Restores?
So the Restore is really, from an employee perspective, we're more than half of the affiliate, right? So
Yeah.
most of the employees actually work in the Restores, right? And so we're a giant funding arm of that.
Right.
We try to fit as much into everything as we can, and you'll see it at Women's Build.
Yeah.
Many of our general managers will be there
So cool.
over the next couple of days. We have a little pop-up store that will be there at that event.
Yeah, and I think the pop-ups are cool. I was reading about this. So I know like for the Veterans Build, the pop-up store was like a lot of like patriotic
Correct.
items. So do you try to keep it,
Yes,
tuned into
we
the,
curate.
yes,
Correct.
curate to the audience of the
Yes.
build, which I think is really cool and really smart. So I love that you guys
Yes,
do
our
that.
general manager, Crystal, yesterday, we had an affiliate meeting, and she's like, wait until you see what I've set aside. She's like, I've been saving stuff for a month for this. And
Women's
yes,
Build.
we really want that premier experience
Yeah,
right
it's
there
really cool.
to see the best of the
yeah.
best.
And I
so.
think you guys are doing it year over year, so people are like, there's becoming like a following to that.
That's what we hope for.
Which is so cool. Anything else before we go that you want people to know about Restores? And also, if you could tell me, where are the 5 different Restores here in Palm Beach County?
Sure, I'm going to start south and work my way north.
Okay.
We have one in Boca Raton,
Okay.
Delray Beach.
Okay.
We have a store in Green Acres, Riviera Beach,
Yes.
and we have a cute little thrift store in Jupiter as
Oh,
well.
I knew you had one in Jupiter.
We do.
I have not been to that one, but I bet
Yes, it's converted house.
amazing. So cute.
And they that store in particular, like when I said our biggest sellers
Yes.
were appliances and furniture, in that store, the biggest seller by far is apparel.
Okay.
So if you're interested, and you can imagine from that area the type of
Yes.
donations that we get.
I'm sure.
We get a high amount of designer donations, so it's a very fun
Super
little store
fun.
to be able to shop in.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put up, follow them on social media. Like I said, Todd said all the goodies are going to be posted on there. So when they get like a really exciting item, they'll post it up there, and you need to go check it out. Be involved with like even the membership program. It's like, that's so worth it. Like combine your discounts. So if you want to be a savvy shopper, you have to take part of all of these programs that they have. And I know that you guys are going to have even more like cool, exciting stuff coming out as you guys are growing and doing this, and it's pretty neat to see. I know we're super excited to always be involved with Habitat. You guys do such amazing things, and I'm just so happy you came here today and told us all about this.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it, and follow along on social, and thank you for joining us here at 501c-TV, and again, a special thank you again to Kana House Studios, Wellington's first and only content creation studio, and we will see you next time on 501c-TV.